Hi, welcome to Clear Notion. This video is going to illustrate to you what an ego is and what a healthy ego is. In order to do this, I'm going to tell you a little story real quick. So, imagine it's a gray day. It might rain, honestly. You're at a prison. There's many inmates in the yard. Probably not all of them, but there's enough. And of course, in a prison, tensions run high. It's the unspoken rule, nobody confronts anyone about anything. No one tells anyone don't do anything because they know if they do that, there will be a confrontation. And somebody's likely to get hurt. So that doesn't happen. Now, there's a man here, and he's just watching what's going on, and he sees another inmate who has a rock, and he's looking kind of over there where the puddle is. There's a bird, a dove, and he's about to throw this rock at the dove. When the guy watching all of this, he says, "Wait, don't do that. Hey, stop." So the other guy turns around, looks at him. And everyone else in the yard looks because they know the unspoken rule. If something like that goes down, there is going to be a confrontation. And so the guy who said stop, he says, "Those are my wings on that dove." And the other guy just kind of looks around confused for a second. But nothing happens. He doesn't throw the rock at the bird, and they don't get into a fight, and everything just goes back to normal. This is an example that proves two things. First of all, this is an example of a healthy ego, a more healthy ego. Ego is identification with representations with the world. And so you can think of it like this. As a child, your ego is very limited. It's just you, really. You only care about yourself. As you grow, as your ego becomes more inclusive, more expansive, you're able to care more about different things. And this is an example showing you of a prison inmate who cared about an animal. His ego, he was attached to it. Those were his wings. It mattered. 2, this shows that you are a good person. Because this is an uplifting story. The story didn't end with the bird getting hurt. It ended up with it being okay. It would be a different feeling if the bird got hurt. It would be. And so I want to talk about ego a little bit and what specifically it is, what the mechanism is behind it. So if you were to think of your mind as a balloon, kind of an empty spherical thing, then we have these little pictures in our mind. We have sights, sounds, and sensations all kind of floating around in there. And then all of this just jumbled up in there. You wouldn't be able to organize your experience. So you throw in attachment. Attachment, you can think of it like this invisible glue that holds the representations together. And of course, you need some kind of division from one thing or another, because pure sensory experience is confusing. It doesn't mean anything. So you have to draw arbitrary lines in the sand, so to speak, such as hot or cold or up or down or right or wrong, good or bad. The line gets drawn from a certain perspective, from a certain angle. And so when this line is drawn, one side is identified with as good, this is me, and that is not me. And so this all just gets jumbled up together, and this is your ego. Ego is you. You know, Rene Descartes, he said that the reason he knew he existed was, I think, therefore I am. No. The reason you know you have an ego is because you think, therefore you are. This is the core of the ego. And ego is very tricky. Some people like to say that, oh, I am consciousness, or I have transcended ego. But it's very tricky because even in saying that, you've made an ego out of consciousness, or you've made an ego out of transcending ego. It's very, very tricky. And that's all I want to leave you with today. I have more videos coming in the future. I just bought a new camera, so hopefully that'll be better. And I am moving, so you won't be seeing my bed in the background for too much longer. And peace.